Welcome to Dipping Milk in Cookies. With your hosts, Garrett Cookie Smith and Michael Milkman Segovia.
Woo. Woo.
We're back. Oh man. I know you can hear that. We're back, kids. We are back. Welcome to another episode of Dipping Milk and Cookies. Guys, I am Garrett Cookie Smith. As always, my partner in crime, the bestest of buds, across from me. As always, I probably said that already. Michael Milkman Segovia.
That's all the podcasters going wild in their cars right now. It's like,
That's great. How you doing, bud?
I am as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm so cool. Sheep count me when they go to sleep.
He said, "My motherfucker's so cool. When he goes to sleep, sheep count him." Okay.
Probably 1 out of 49 people will know what that movie is.
Yeah. Pristine situation. So yeah, this has been an interesting week. It's been a really leggy kind of week. Was dealing with some stuff at work physically. My nose was kind of weird. Just made things inconvenient. I have a chapped nose. Again, it's the first time I've ever put a fucking stick of chapstick in my pocket and actually used it consistently. Because when you can't breathe out of your nose, your lips get kind of dry, and it's really inconvenient. But outside of that, man, my week's been pretty cool. How's your week been?
Oh, man. It's been up and down, man. So
Okay.
Monday started off really good.
Jenny's birthday. We'll get back to that.
It was. The shittiest thing this week was when my truck died.
Again.
Yeah, again. But it was a wire that just came loose, so it just quick got tightened up. Everything was all good to go.
$100.
No, well, for the charge, for the tow. But there's no charge to actually have it fixed because I had to go back to the same people that installed it.
Where'd your car die?
At the Speedway gas station at Pump 2 on 104th and Greenfield. Which I do appreciate.
The new one.
No, that's not a new one. That one's been there for a while. 104th and Greenfield.
What was the new gas station that you were super stoked about? The new Quick Trip.
The Quick Trip. That's on High 100 and Lapham.
Oh, okay.
It's right across the street from the fire department.
Yeah. Okay.
But that, I really like Quick Trip and all, but I don't know. That gas station is just...
It's convenient because it's literally
it is
a stone's throw away.
It's always on the side of the street that I need to be on when I go out to work and everything.
It's a huge thing, man.
And just the people that work there, like when my truck died in the pump lane, I went in there and I had literally just bought, the XL fucking Mountain Dew and then a slushie for Jaylene. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go pick up the girl. She wanted a little baby slushie. I got her baby slushie. Nope. Fucking went in there though, and I said to her, I was just like, hey, my truck just died. You guys mind if I just leave it here for a little bit? She's like, yeah, of course. Go ahead. Like, no bullshit.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I was only there for like fucking 15 minutes because I called Speedy Petey. Thank you, dudes.
Yeah.
They came there right away, like 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Beats the fuck out of my 90-minute wait when you showed up.
Dude, no.
And then left with my dog because the fucking truck still wasn't there, man. AAA, eat a dick.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead, Speedy Pete, what's up?
If anybody ever needs a tow, just call Speedy Petey, dude.
Speedy Petey?
Yep, Speedy Petey. They're right here in West Dallas.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
dude, they came right there right away. 10 minutes.
Slick.
And it was $100, but I just talked to my insurance dude this morning, sent them the invoice.
10 minutes.
Yep. And then Jessica was there, and
in that situation, Ed.
Yeah, and then Jessica, being a dick, she pulled up right behind me and was just like, wah, 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 on the horn. everybody looks around. It's like, what the fuck's that bitch's problem? I'm just like, oh man.
I don't know her.
I felt embarrassed too because of the tow guy was like hooking up my fucking truck and everything, and he's like, "I take it that's your ride." I'm like, "Yeah, it's my sister."
Yeah, man.
Fucking
Goof.
But yeah, other than that though, it was all right. Pretty
That's
solid.
good. That's good. So this week, guys, we're trying to reformat. We're trying to well, not necessarily reformat, but we're trying to get our shit together. Essentially, I've been listening to a lot of different podcasts as of late, and I understand why our listeners may or may not be kind of stagnant at the moment. Obviously, we're fucking 16. Yeah. We're 16 episodes deep. I want to clarify right now. I'm going to change something because it's been fucking with me since episode double fucking 0.
It sounded cool at the time.
It did. It really did. This is actually going to be marked as episode 16 because this is how many fucking episodes we've released.
Yeah, so this is Mark 17.
Exactly, Mark 17. No. This is Mark 16. This is Mark
Or
16.
you said 17 first, so I made.
Nah, do you want to check the fucking
We
tape
will
again?
fucking check the tape. Oh,
This
which?
is
Anyways, you know what?
this is episode 16 of
Yes,
Dipping
yes.
Milk in Cookies. Okay, so I don't want anybody to be confused. I just want to clarify right now: the whole starting with 00 instead of the first fucking episode was a bad idea because it just confuses me when I try to render the files into MP3 to put it onto Podbean. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of our faithful listeners, which I know there's a few of them, there's a couple of them at least.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for keep listening to us. Marcus, I put your package in the mail today, buddy. Today. Either way around it, episode 16, DMC. Lost my train of thought. Where were we?
I don't know.
Oh, format. Changing
Oh,
the
yeah,
format.
yeah. Okay, nice.
We started the podcast with, viral videos, try to correlate, stories of our past to viral videos, which we still will do, but I feel like we need to stay relevant. For sure. Otherwise, we get bored. They don't want to hear our bullshit all the time because we're funny, but we're not that funny.
Toads my goats, bro.
So, with that being said, I know one thing that has been on my mind since I heard about it is the coronavirus. Everybody's been freaking out about the coronavirus lately, especially in Asia. Which, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense for sure.
Let's eat a fucking bat.
Yeah.
Bat soup.
I don't know, what have you heard? What have you heard about the coronavirus?
Well, from what I've heard is, I think it was just like today or yesterday, it came out that somebody ate some kind of bat soup and got a virus.
Makes sense.
And then it just started spreading, and then it's a pretty severe virus.
It really is.
And
It's violent.
actually, I think today too, I just saw something that said that there was a possible coronavirus detection in Milwaukee.
It was in Chicago.
No, I could have swore.
It's not Milwaukee.
I'm gonna check my notes here.
I read that today.
Check Shujo.
I read that today, actually, though, that the nearest outbreak of this disease, or the virus, it's a virus, not a disease. I want to make that specifically clear. Coronavirus, something that you can beat off. Wait for it. You think about it. You can't think. It's not fast enough.
No, I had something. I thought you had something when you said wait for it. So I was waiting for your punchline. I didn't know I had to present one. That's on me, I guess.
Oh man. Yeah, it's a virus, so it you can treat it pretty easily. From what I understand, it's essentially no worse than influenza. It's no worse than the flu.
Yeah. Okay. So right here, dickhead. A student at Wisconsin International Academy is under quarantine for possible exposure to coronavirus after returning to school from China. We've pretty much restricted him to his room. When he goes out of his room, he wears a mask.
Who released it? Who released that album or the album, the article?
Channel 12, ABC, our local news.
Well,
the academy has 6 students who went home for the Chinese New Year. The student under quarantine is the only one who has returned to Wisconsin. It's probably because the other ones weren't allowed to fucking leave.
Oh, yeah, that's in my notes.
So,
All
yeah.
right, okay, all right. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Are we,
guys? Though? Okay, so the China quarantine, coronavirus, man. Here's what you need to know. I got this information from the New York Times. I was doing some deep diving earlier today. The World Health Organization declares the coronavirus outbreak a global health emergency. Okay, countries can then decide whether to close their borders, cancel flights, screen people arriving at the airports. Where the fuck? There we go. Or they can actually take other measures, which is really, it's scary. It's really scary. You get an idea of how border security can really work, especially under the circumstances, in another country. The U.S. reported its first person-to-person transmission in the U.S. The patient is the husband of a woman who was the first reported case in Chicago. That's where I got the Chicago part from. Officials said at a news briefing the woman, who was in her 60s, had returned from Wuhan. Hi. Wuhan, China. That's fucked up. We're going to get in trouble for that.
Okay.
The epicenter.
It's a raw onion, dog.
That's literally the raw deal. It's the raw deal. Wuhan, China is the epicenter of the virus, evidently. She was hospitalized, but appears to be doing well. Let's see here. An epidemiologist. Oh, God, Jesus fucking Murphy. I picked the wrong time to start drinking again. An epidemiologist at the Illinois Department of Public Health said her husband, who had not traveled to China, recently began showing symptoms and was immediately isolated in the hospital. Lab tests have now confirmed that he was infected with the coronavirus. Dr. Layden, that's a doctor named Dr. Jennifer Layden, sorry. Dr. Layden said health officials are tracking the places visited by both patients, identifying all close contacts to monitor them. The public is at low risk, officials said. Right now, from what I understand, your immune system has to be piss poor for the coronavirus to be at all threatening. So if you're old...
so it's like they always say, for any virus, children, fucking older people, and anybody that has like some sort of other extra health condition, such as low white blood cell counts and stuff like that. Anything essentially. It's I mean, it's not to be taken lightly, but it's essentially just the next outbreak.
Yeah, there's been a few of them. SARS,
Ebola.
Remember they were
shutting down Africa. Nobody was fucking getting out of there.
Yeah, it happens.
It's a yearly thing.
I think it's not a yearly thing.
I'll bet you
I don't know
it is.
About a yearly thing.
Look up the last 5 years virus outbreaks. I'll bet you
there's one for every year.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll bet you lunch. We'll go out to lunch.
Oh, geez, thanks.
Okay.
Scumbag. The disease, I'm sorry, I keep saying disease. It's a virus. It is a virus. It is most definitely treatable. How is the virus transmitted? Person to person. All right. If you're sick, you breathe on somebody's face, you talk into their mouth, you cough, you sneeze in the vicinity of others.
Oral. Think about it.
Yeah, the transmission of bodily fluids. Yeah. That's a real sure way of passing the shit.
Watch them hoes.
Right,
Grab
exactly.
your tool. Don't be a fool.
So, respiratory droplets carrying the virus may travel from the sick person to other people or surfaces. So, again, guys, if you feel yourself being a little fluish, you think you might have the common cold, in all actuality, 9 times out of 10, you do actually have the common cold. However,
Don't be that.
just in case, cough into your elbow. Don't cough in directly into your fucking hands like a sociopath murderer. Okay, cough into your elbow. It's not the end of the world. Wash your hands plenty. It's not that hard. Take your vitamins. Wear a sweater. You'll be fine. Okay. Let me move along here. What were you gonna say? What are you laughing at?
It's just that easy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, in all actuality,
To not
it really
get the
is.
coronavirus,
It really is.
sneeze in your elbow. Don't be a chode and
Exactly.
fucking breathe on everybody.
So on that note,
They fucking
100
send us through water droplets, dude. It's gonna get sucked up in a goddamn rainstorm and get blown across here into the U.S. and the whole West Coast is gonna get the fucking
No,
coronavirus
no,
because dude.
No, I don't
yeah.
think that would happen.
Oh, really?
No.
okay.
It's more
Okay.
concentrated.
Is
That's
it?
the thing.
Is it?
Dude, we're literally on the first subject. This is great. This is great. Yeah.
Is it though? I mean,
It is,
dude,
yeah.
think about it. You said water droplets. Anything with moisture, it can travel through the air. It's airborne.
Yeah.
It can get sucked up into a fucking storm and travel.
I'll
and
put
then
it
just
to you
keep
this
going
way.
and going
I'll put
and
it to
going.
you this way. I feel like if this were a pointed attack, if this were like some sort of agenda.
I'm not saying it was an agenda. I'm just saying that the weather pattern, the virus could be just so heavy in the air in China that the winds just keep blowing it and just like people just get it. You know, it's gonna fly by
Do you
everybody.
know how much distance is between
Everybody in China,
California
not
and
much.
everybody in China? That's
Okay,
there's
it
an
can still go.
ocean.
It can go the other way.
It's gonna take some time, guy. It's
Hey.
for sure.
Viruses have nothing but time to get stronger
That's a
and
fair
stronger.
point. That's a fair point. That's the thing. Yeah, mutations. That's
as
fair.
these little water droplets absorb the coronavirus, get sucked up into the stratosphere, going through the ionosphere, whatever the fuck it goes through to
What's
get all the way over here.
What's the ionosphere?
It's the one that's above the stratosphere.
Stop talking.
Do you know?
No, I don't. We're not talking about me, goddamn. We're talking about coronavirus.
Yeah, leave me the fuck alone. Trying to help your fucking point.
Oh,
But anyways, think about it though. As it travels in the clouds from China all the way over to the West Coast, hitting Alaska first.
well, no, that's the
Dude,
thing.
it's
I
just
don't
a
know what we're
hyperbolic
talking about
time
right
chamber,
now.
just like Super Saiyan Goku
Mike.
trains in. I'm telling you.
You were just talking about a case in Milwaukee. I'm talking about a case in fucking Chicago. It's already here, man. It's already.
That's what I'm telling you.
Coronavirus.
Somebody already
coronavirus
sneezed on somebody, dude.
into your fucking elbow. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Fucking sneeze.
The warning won't matter because, Garrett, we're recording beforehand. The virus is going to get them all.
Well, people, the 8 to 10 or maybe 15 listeners of ours, consistent listeners of ours, will understand that you wear a fucking mask, you cough and sneeze into your elbow, wash your hands plenty, wear your sweater, take your vitamins. You'll be all right.
That's why we need the GoPros so we can do the live.
Yeah, I know. The video is coming. The video really should be coming. I was looking at backdrops.
Let's do it. We're
the
gonna
last
do it.
week.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. We really should do it. Yeah, it's been a few months now.
Dude, I mean,
was
we're
talking
on
about it.
16, so think about it.
I want people to fucking. I want to know people are really listening before I start.
But you know
blowing
what?
money
A
into
lot of people these days like to sit behind the screen, man. They're on their computers, their phones,
Well,
the
yeah,
commutes
no,
that they
no,
make,
I know,
people
I
on the
know.
bus and
No,
stuff.
no,
They'll
I
watch
know.
our YouTube video.
Yeah. That's why we made the.
But at the same
the
time, I
page.
guess, too, you can fucking listen to the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? If you build it, they will come.
Exactly. So, 170 people have died. More than 7,800 cases have been confirmed. Nearly 2,000 new cases were recorded in the past 24 hours. Now, keep in mind, we're recording, it's Thursday night. I read this article Thursday morning, okay? So, nearly 2,000 new cases were recorded in the past 24 hours for a total of 7,834 cases of the coronavirus worldwide, according to the World Health Organization. The vast majority of cases were inside China, obviously. 98 cases were confirmed in 18 other countries. Cases recorded in Taiwan, Germany, Vietnam, Japan, and France involved patients who had not been to China, which is the scariest fucking part. Hollywood, what are you doing over there?
I'm actually trying to look up the past year's flu deaths because I'm pretty sure that it's a lot higher than anything that is currently happening.
No, you're right. There have been no reported deaths outside of China. So, obviously, a very direct threat. As the virus spreads, so as anti-Chinese sentiment. I saw this. This was so fucked up. This is so fucked up, but I had to put it in the notes. In Japan, the hashtag Chinese don't come to Japan has been trending on Twitter. That's the hashtag Chinese don't come to Japan. It's fucking wild. That's absolutely crazy.
Well, think about it though. China has such poor air quality as it is. Their people deal with constant like smog issues, and they just wear the face mask throughout the city, just day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So for this virus to just be rampant running through there, well, of course, it's because your air quality is so poor that your immune systems are already going to be a lot weaker than a lot of people throughout the rest of the world. So, therefore, it's not as severe right now in the U.S. Sure, some people are going to get it. Me personally, I don't think a lot of people are going to, just because of the
old are going to get it. In my personal opinion, it seems like from my research, it's a virus. It's just like any kind of flu bug,
right?
You know,
but
as long as you're on top of your shit, as far as like, you know, being somewhat healthy.
But again, there's no actual
really
real stats just yet. I mean,
no, yeah.
I feel like
yeah.
There needs to be more for me to feel like this is a real thing, because there's plenty. The flu, man, like I was just saying, the flu kills more people per year than what we've had these last few years. And the flu, I don't know how it does it, but it's just it just gets everybody. Like you feel like
the anti-vaxxers. That's what it really is.
Perhaps.
Sorry guys, not sorry. Get this though. Get this.
Okay.
In Singapore, tens of thousands of residents have signed a petition calling for the government to ban Chinese nationals from entering the country. That's fucking wild. In Hong Kong, South Korea, and Vietnam, businesses have posted signs saying that mainland Chinese customers are not welcome. That's fucking wild. I mean, I understand that, like,
it's just some straight segregation.
Dude, and in France, a front page headline in a regional newspaper warned of a yellow alert. What the fuck is that?
Well,
about,
okay.
Dude?
Well, no. Let's not take that to that point,
dude. What
that's
the
just,
fuck other
that's
point
the,
is that?
Well, dude, you got yellow, you got
orange,
red and
you got
orange.
Trump. Come on, man.
All right, yeah.
That's fucking bold.
There's a yellow invasion.
That's bold.
Yeah,
that's super bold. Yellow.
That's
alert.
the France people really.
France.
We will.
Stupid mankind.
Joe Coy, what's up? Yeah, you know what?
That's fucking crazy. That's
dude,
crazy. That's crazy to think.
But I'm willing to bet
Yellow
that
alert. I can only imagine that just like super bold, 2 words.
yeah,
front
like a
page,
classic
boom,
World War II
bam.
fucking headline.
Yeah,
The Nazis invade, and yep, that's what it is.
Saying.
Boom.
That's fucked up.
The yellow invade. Oh,
Yellow alert.
that's fucked.
Yeah.
But that's the French for you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are they good for? French bread? That shit sucks too.
Didn't they make
French toast? Nope.
no
French fries? Nope.
Really? Where
Dude.
French fries come from? I'm pretty sure.
Try China, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking pizza. Everything came from China. It's like the oldest fucking country in the world.
Yeah.
That civilization has like 7 billion people right
been
now.
around for fucking
They've been there
ever.
for a minute.
Forever. Yeah.
I mean, Americans are just fucking the offspring douchebags of the Europeans,
They're
dude.
just a bastard child.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, redhead kids,
everybody.
get the fuck out of here.
Right, exactly.
And then
That's
Irish. Yep.
your tent over there.
Yep. Where is it? Oh, well, it's across that pond.
The fucking goofy looking one over there. They're still putting it up right now.
Yeah. Won't see anybody do anything. Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck out of here.
That's your spot.
Yep.
So right now everybody's caught up. They're swept up in this coronavirus. Thousands, literally thousands. Get this. Okay, let me read this out real quick. Thousands of people are trapped aboard a cruise ship. Okay, over possibly the coronavirus. Italy has blocked thousands of people from leaving a cruise ship that docked on Thursday. Today, okay, and at there's a lot of vowels at an Italian port over concerns that someone aboard might have the virus, according to Italy's national news agency, ANSA. A woman from Hong Kong aboard the Costa Smeralda, a vessel owned by Costa Cruises. Guys, if you're looking to book your next cruise, make sure you hit Costa Cruises.
Oh, dude, it doesn't even matter. Think about it.
Yeah.
All the other cruise liners,
Yeah. Either way,
yellow invasion.
Jeff, yeah, get on.
Yes, Jeff, watch out,
Costa
buddy.
Cruises.
Watch out, buddy.
The Smeralda had a fever. Wait, am I reading this wrong? A woman from the Hong Kong aboard the Costa Smeralda had a fever and was experiencing respiratory problems. Both a woman and a man traveling with her, who did not present any symptoms, were being held in isolation in a hospital aboard the ship and were tested by infectious disease experts from a hospital in Rome. A statement from Costa Cruises confirmed that a sanitary protocol, quote unquote, had been activated for a passenger. ANSA reported that about 6,000 people were aboard. The cruise line declined to give a number, but says the ship has a capacity of 6,500 passengers and roughly 1,700 crew members. So right now, literally right now, there's roughly, I'm going to say, just to give it the benefit of the doubt, 5,000 people on a cruise ship waiting to get off said cruise ship. That is so fucking jacked, dude. That is so crazy. And that's why I don't take cruises, people. I don't care who you are, what you have to say about it. Cruises are a bad idea. That's not fucking traveling. Period. I'm sorry. Not sorry. What do you have to say?
I just keep thinking about zombies, dude. I've seen way too many movies, read way too much bullshit online, theories and ideas and everything. It just, every year, I mean, I don't ever want it to happen because
Do you?
I could not imagine. I mean, all right,
Could you?
that's really lying a lot.
Liar.
Yeah.
You're a liar.
I have imagined what it would be like
Absolutely you have.
for the apocalypse, zombies, just yeah. Okay, we're not gonna get into that. That can be a whole nother.
Yeah, that's another
a whole
episode.
nother day.
That's another episode.
But for right now, those people on that ship, they definitely cannot be docking anywhere. You just need to be just sitting off a port, whatever they tell you.
That's
just stay
exactly
there.
what's happening.
And
you
then
just can't leave the boat.
Yeah, and you just gotta rough it out. And I'm sorry, people. And if you guys got Wi-Fi and you guys are listening to us here on Spotify or Podbean, thank you, appreciate that.
Love ya.
We're hoping you guys get through that. No coronavirus. All right, praise Allah. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I don't know about that.
I don't know what that was all about, but anyway.
Either way, we're hoping everybody gets out of there.
Yeah,
Safe
and
sound.
and then you have to just hope too that I really feel like the people in our hemisphere, we're gonna be okay.
we're gonna be fine.
Just because
We'll be fine.
I feel like the air quality it is better, and it sucks to say that I personally feel like the reason why all those people are getting so sick is because their air quality is just so bad, and it's just dude, it's so fucking bad.
Really overpopulated.
It is, and overpopulation with a virus like that just spreads and spreads and spreads. It's
just burning out all the dead wood. It's okay.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But that's not wrong to say though, Garrett. It is fucked up to say, but it's the fucking truth though.
It really is, and that's why I keep saying, take your vitamins, wear a sweater, you'll be fine. Let me get literally the possible cures for coronavirus. Guess what, stupids? There is no cure. It's a virus, okay? So again, in theory, the virus should be fought off by your body's immune system. Symptoms include fever, cough, shortness of breath. Again, transmitted much like influenza. So wash your fucking hands. Cover your mouth when you're sneezing or coughing. Don't use your hand. Use your elbow, okay? Use your elbow. Cough into your clothing. Don't cough onto your hands. Don't sneeze onto your hands. It's that simple. Again, it's not like this is a pandemic that's going to kill the youth of the world. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. People, you have to be old. You have to be careless, essentially. If you fucking pay attention even by 15%, and there she is, little Bodie making her guest appearance in the podcast. If you are at all coherent with washing your hands after you take a shit, you brush your teeth, you take a shower.
Just
every
doing
day.
anything. Just wash your fucking hands.
Just wash your ass.
Just like those signs
wash your
say.
ass, wash your hands. Literally, yeah. Employees must wash.
No, not those. The ones that have like male, female, and then just like whatever the fuck you are. Just wash your hands. Just wash your goddamn hands.
Exactly. It's that simple.
Hand sanitizer.
So, we have a confirmed case in Chicago, a potentially confirmed case in Milwaukee. Yeah, double taps. You're getting the Mozambique. I'm sorry, you lazy piece of shit. You didn't want to wash your hands.
Drink your fucking orange juice.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I shouldn't say that because I'm going to bring it back karma.
No. It's all right. Either way.
Put hot sauce on your goddamn food, and you're going to be fucking fine. I promise you.
Fucking Jardinier is not going to kill you.
My grandfather, Pedro, I swear,
oh, man. Rest
lived,
in peace, man.
yes, R.I.P., lived every day eating a jalapeno pepper. I promise you. At least just a jalapeno pepper.
Fucking colon.
It's good for your life.
Good.
I promise you.
It's going to keep
You don't
regular.
get sick because that shit kills viruses. I swear I've done it.
That much. I believe it.
I have literally right now 6 different kinds of bottles of hot sauces in my fucking fridge.
We got to do the hot sauce box.
Mm-hmm.
We really do.
We really should.
Yeah, we should do that.
Now we're going to be a little bit of consistency here. I feel like we should really do something and make a little video.
Content. We need content.
I
think that's what we need to start pushing. We've got the podcast.
We just got to hang
down,
out more and write shit.
I think. See, that's the thing. We do need to hang out more. We really do.
Yeah, we don't have to write shit.
We don't have to write shit. That's the thing. We just need to hang out more.
Yeah.
That's what it really is. And I've been trying to make moves towards the video portion of this podcast. I don't want to make it too much of a priority right now.
I want the computer before that.
I want people to fucking listen.
They are. We have consistency. That's what matters.
A few of them.
It's what matters, though.
It is. Yeah. That is very
Because
true.
they tell their friends, and,
their friends.
and then their friends, and then their
Yeah, that was me.
I thought
Sorry,
we were
guys.
starting a song.
I hit the
I was
spring.
like, where'd the
I
acoustic
hit the
come
spring.
from?
I hit the spring on my scissor arm. I apologize.
That's what she said.
Hey-o. Okay. All right. So, in other words, folks, don't pay too much attention to the coronavirus unless you're severely unhealthy. Then you might want to pay attention to it. But if, again, you wear your sweater, take your vitamins, you'll be fine. Oh, beep. It's my own oven. Because my girlfriend should be walking through the door here momentarily.
Yeah.
But we're not
we'll
gonna worry
see.
about
What's
that.
the over-under on the time here?
Give it 5, maybe 7 minutes.
All right, so you want to go 5 to 7, so we'll give you 11.
What time is it right now?
11:40?
It's 11:40. Right now, by 47, she'll be here.
What do you want to bet on it?
Tell me.
I bet you a 6-pack of good beer. She'll be here after 7 or 11:47.
Okay.
All right.
That's me dropping my phone so I can shake my hand barely across the table. Now, just give me a second to text my girlfriend.
Nope. Put your fucking phone down. Read your fucking
I'm trying to
email.
read. Yeah, I'm trying to read
Yeah,
now. Okay.
yeah.
So, MK Ultra. Essentially, guys, just the last week, I told Mike I bought I bought notepads for the both of us. If something tickles your fancy, write it down so we can talk about it. MK Ultra ended up on my list, and just in case you're wondering, MK Ultra was a CIA mind control program. Mm-hmm. Okay, the project was headed by Sidney Gottlieb, but began on the order of the CIA director Alan Welsh Dulles on April 13th, 1953. Its aim was to develop mind-controlling drugs for the use against the Soviet Union, the Soviet bloc, in response to alleged Soviet, Chinese, and North Korean use of mind control techniques on U.S. prisoners of war during the Korean War. So, in other words, Stalin was trying to figure it out, because obviously everybody knew that Germany, Hitler was done, that there was no argument there. It was more so towards the Soviet Union, the space race, the nuke. I mean, obviously we figured out the nuclear prospect.
Right, with the atom bomb in
With
World
the
War
atom
II.
bomb, exactly, with Japan. So we were kind of at the forefront, as so to speak, as far as technology
Nuclear
goes.
physicists.
Exactly, with the nuclear bomb and everything like that. I am way behind. Where am I? The captives, the CIA captives. They wanted to use similar methods on their own. Whoop, I'm reading that wrong. The captives, I'm sorry. The captives, they were interested in manipulating foreign leaders with such techniques, devising several schemes to drug Fidel Castro. So, obviously, what was it? It was an X-Men First Class. Fuck, I know. It was like one of the main parts of X-Men First Class, between Castro and Kennedy, the nuclear,
The Cuban Missile
the
Crisis?
Cuban Missile Crisis. Thank you. The Cuban Missile Crisis. That was a big thing. That was a fucking super big thing. And, like, obviously, America, the United States of America, had
Didn't take them serious.
Well, I mean, what happened? What had happened was the United States of America obviously knew about nuclear technology going into, well, not going into World War II, but like coming out of World War II. But then everybody else started to figure it out. So the mind control thing was more so, again, the Cold War. It was a motherfucker. It was more so psychological warfare over
arms race.
Over the arms race, exactly. So, the CIA created this project, MK Ultra, in the attempts to try to figure out mind control.
Yeah.
The experiments conducted without the subject's knowledge. That's the fucking craziest part. In some cases, academic researchers were funded through grants from the CIA, from the CIA's front organizations, but were unaware that the CIA was using their work for these purposes. So a lot of the MK Ultra employees ended up getting dosed unacknowledgedly. They had no idea that it was happening, and that's the fucking shiftiest part. It doesn't surprise me.
It's the CIA, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Truman, coming off of World War II, was very, very skeptical, and that's how the CIA started. Truman started that organization because he was fucking super sketched out that,
but then
somebody
you think about
was
it
going to
too.
try to fucking shoot him in the back of the head.
But then you think about it too, like if the CIA never actually like came in fruition, maybe eventually it would have, but it was needed at that time.
At the time,
especially
exactly.
after everything that had just happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're just like, man.
And
can I
like I
trust
said, to this day, like, I'm sure, it's above our pay grade, obviously. We're part of the working class.
Yeah.
We're never going to know. But yeah, I'm sure the creation of the Central Intelligence Agency was absolutely mandatory to our future security. And it's shitty. And lots of people like to bitch and grime about, I literally know people who will put tape over the little
the camera. Yeah.
on their phone. It's like, guys,
whatever.
Chill the fuck out, man.
I don't care. All you're gonna see is
They got you. They got you.
They
got you.
They know everything
They've
about
had
you. Already.
They've had you, man. Before you put the piece of tape on your phone camera, they've had you. So like, chill the fuck out. Just keep rolling with the tide, man. Because in this day and age, with the level of technology that we're dealing with, you're either gonna get left in the dust, or you're gonna keep on. You're gonna keep trying to keep up with it. It's not that hard. We've been recording now for a bit, and I started the fucking oven for my girlfriend,
And you owe me a 6-pack of beer.
She's still not here.
But
Ridiculous.
what's interesting now about that MK Ultra shit is that kind of ties into last week with the Xenobots that we were talking about. Because we talked about like how they could do some mind control and get in there, but what I'm curious about is if those Xenobots could be used. Whoa, easy over there, bud.
Keep going.
If the Xenobots could actually be used to unlock more than 10% of the actual brain power that we use, because they say you only use 10%. The average human
brain
uses
capacity
10%, and if you could do anything more than that, then you become like superhuman. So these Xenobots, if they can get into the brain, start tweaking, pulling, prodding, doing whatever, getting it going, I mean, what's not to limit the capabilities that the human brain couldn't have? But the downfall, though, is that those things only live for 10 days. Right now. You imagine, actually, these things being created, and then, you know, through prototype 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 37, they create the ones that can live for years in your brain and help you be better than what you already are. It'd be just like the movie Limitless without having to take a pill daily. You would have these little xenobots in your brain just helping you open up these wavelengths.
Just take one.
Just
It would just take one. It would just take one.
If that's all it is.
I never even thought about it that way. But it would just take one of those little fucking boogers on your like spinal cavity, on your fucking on your spinal
Just
cord.
like where you get fucking injected in the Matrix. When you get plugged into the Matrix,
That's what I'm saying, yeah,
same spot.
in your cerebral cortex, right into the
Yep.
fucking base of your brain, which, like, obviously, your bodily functions need to be tip top to handle
Entering the
that
Matrix.
that sort of load, so to speak.
That's what she said.
Hey, bing bong, hello. But I feel like that's definitely not far off from where we are right now with the advance in technology that we're dealing with. Because I remember when I was 12, when I was 11, cell phones were like really starting to hit mainstream. Or like, yeah, if you had a Nokia, yeah, you had a cell phone. You want to make a phone call? Hold on, you need to make a call. Yeah, I got it. I got the fucking brick. I got the Nokia, whatever the
Indestructible
fucking
5000.
yeah, exactly. That thing to this day, I'm sure.
Only thing that will survive before.
Dude,
Besides cockroaches.
Straight up. That fucking phone model will be here long after the human race has been fucking surely wiped
When
out.
aliens come here, they're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
This thing is indestructible. What material is this?
Yep,
What,
they're going to build
what
their
material
spaceships out of it.
Exactly. What is this made out of? Because this shit is indestructible. I don't get it.
Fucking Nokia, what is up?
Future sponsor.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's go.
That'll never happen.
Fucking, you don't know that.
I do
Hey, you
know
don't
that.
say that.
You don't say that.
Yeah, with that attitude, nobody wants to sponsor us.
Fair enough.
They don't want to sponsor us.
Yeah,
Our
fair
podcast sucks.
All right.
Hmm.
So getting back to this MK Ultra program, the Office of Security used LSD in interrogations, but for Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, the guy again who was kind of in charge of MK Ultra, the chemist who directed MK Ultra. He had other ideas. He thought it could be used in covert operations since its effects were temporary. Again, I've taken LSD before. I'm sure you've taken LSD before.
Yeah.
It's not a forever thing. You got 6 to 8 hours. It's gonna be a ride. As soon as it clicks, as soon as you realize, oh shit, I'm not in reality right
There's no
now.
return.
Yeah, dude, I'm not.
As soon as you realize there's
I'm
no
here.
return.
I'm here, but I'm not here right now. So don't look at me for answers. Oh, there's a girlfriend. Gertie, who is that? Gertie Pop.
Anyways,
Yeah, sorry. He thought it could be used in covert operations. Okay. So, since its effects were temporary, he believed one could give it to high-ranking officials, and in this way affect the course of important meetings, speeches, etc. Essentially,
Xenobots.
warp the mind of potential world leaders. I am all over the fucking place. People, give me a break. All right, fucking lay off.
But this is literally the same thing we were just talking about last week, though, with the Xenobots and how it could affect somebody's
Yeah.
course.
You put the booger on somebody's back, and then boom.
Yep.
Before you know it, in a week they're talking madness.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't even know what they're saying. Okay. So, where did I leave off? There it is. Since the effects of LSD were so temporary, Dr. Sidney Gottlieb believed that one could give it to high-ranking officials and in this way affect the course of important meetings, speeches, etc. Since he realized there was a difference in testing the drug in a laboratory and using it in clandestine operations, he initialized a series of experiments where LSD was given to people in, and I quote, normal settings without warning. Dude, this was the most fucked up story I heard about the whole MKUltra project. It's at the end of the paragraph. Wait for it. He initiated a series of experiments where LSD was given to normal people without warning. At first, everyone in technical services tried it. So they tried a lot of CIA operatives, CIA employees. They tested LSD on their own people at first, just because they didn't really understand the actual side effects of LSD. A typical experiment involved two people in a room where they observed each other for hours and took notes. Okay, so kind of what we're doing right now. As the experimentation progressed, a point arrived where outsiders were drugged with no explanation whatsoever, and surprise acid trips became something of an occupational hazard among CIA operatives. How fucked up is that? You're the clean-cut, like, dude that's like, I just want to be an officer of the law. I'm trying to fucking get on the next pay grade.
That's how you get the next pay grade.
Yeah, but it's
a
just
fucking level up.
You're hearing rumors from the other cadets like, hey, man, if you're trying to fucking move up the ladder, they're going to
tell me you'll take some acid.
They're going to fuck with you a little bit. Yeah, right. Tell them you take the LSD. I'm not going to sign anything. I don't need to sign anything. Just give it to me. Let me get it over with.
What
That's
else?
So fucking wild. That's so crazy. Adverse reactions often recurred, obviously, such as an operative who received the drug in his morning coffee, became psychotic, and ran across Washington, seeing a monster in every car passing him. Could you imagine that? Imagine that. You just go to work. It's your normal day. You go to work. Yeah. You go to the cafeteria. You get your coffee. And 30 minutes later, you're like, you know what? I got to get the fuck out of this place, dude. I got to go.
What year is this going on again?
Oh, this is fucking
early
60s,
50s?
70s. No,
60s, 70s?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So obviously those were fucked up times, and the government wasn't. It still hasn't been like on par to where it needs to be, but they've always done some fucked up things.
Always. The government always does that.
The people go missing. I don't want to sound like
it was during the Cold War. That's the craziest part. It was during the Cold War, so like
they're trying to figure out alternative ways.
Conspiracy.
Yeah,
conspiracy was the language at the time.
It is every year, or every new president that comes through, and there's always some kind of conflict. People will start coming up with new things to say, just eliminate this person and how to do it, and like the trade war bullshit that was going on with China, and then all of a sudden now China has this crazy virus. It's like, what's really going on?
It's weird.
Did we send them the virus?
No.
Did we?
No.
Definitely
not. Definitely
Are you sure?
not. No, I'm sure.
How do you know?
Because I feel like with an epidemic of the sort of a pandemic, some sort of virus or disease or something
that is created,
that just wipes out, even if it is created, guess what, motherfucker? It's not here. It's not here.
The reason why it's not here is because the U.S. sent it over there.
And
it's a controlled thing.
And that may be true. That may be true.
It's a controlled thing because they're checking on that air quality level, and they know what their immune systems are running at because they've tested those people. They've gotten them. They've tested them. They know what they can handle. You create a virus that's stronger than what they can handle, and then you just ship it. Give it to one person, goes over there. Oh, now 3 people have it. Now 27 people have it. Now 100 people have
Their
it.
friends tell people.
Yep.
Their friends tell their friends.
Yep.
And so on. And so
It's crazy that I say this, but then when it comes out, let's just remember that I did say that.
So, as the experimentation...
You need to fucking lighten up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Anyways, what happened with the occupational what?
As the experimentation progressed, a point arrived where outsiders were drugged with no explanation whatsoever, and surprise! Wow, I hit the link. And surprise acid trips became something of an occupational hazard among the CIA operatives. Adverse reactions often occurred, such as an operative who received the drug in his morning coughing became psychotic and ran across Washington, seeing a monster in every car passing him. The experiments continued even after Dr. Frank Olson. Now, there's a Netflix documentary out right now called Wormwood that I just found out about that is specifically wrapped around Dr. Frank Olson, who was involved in the MK Ultra project. Now get this, the experiments continued after Dr. Frank Olson, an army chemist who had never taken LSD, was covertly dosed by his CIA supervisor, and 9 days later, plunged to his death from the window of a 13th story New York City hotel room. Okay, supposedly as a result of deep depression induced by LSD.
Yeah, of course.
I heard this on another podcast called Time Suck with Dan Cummins. If you've never heard that podcast, give it a try. Give it a try. It's really good. It's a really good.
Are you able to
podcast.
start from episode 1?
Yeah.
All right, I will check that out then.
It's good. It doesn't. That
You talked
podcast,
about it a couple weeks ago, I think.
I did. Yeah, privately, I did.
And you never sent me the link.
I didn't need to.
Yes, you did, because I told you
No,
outside when we had
you
a cigarette
can-
after the
have
recording.
Spotify,
It wasn't on
Pandora,
recording. It
whatever
wasn't on
is,
recording.
Grandpa.
It
Either
was
way,
not on recording.
Either way,
Yes.
you can Google search Dan Cummins, and guess what's going to be at the top of that search list?
D's nuts.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
You fucking set him up. I knock him
I know,
down,
yeah,
buddy.
yeah, you beat me by like a second. Either way, Time Suck. It really is a great podcast. It really is. Time Suck. Dan Cummins. I really enjoy it, and that's what really turned me on to the MK Ultra project, because I listened to his podcast, and the whole story about Frank Olson. He got drugged. He got fucking dosed. Hardcore. They didn't. So the guy that essentially like figured out LSD, like he thought he was gonna die. He thought he was gonna die the first day. He figured out the actual chemical that creates the reaction, but like he would dose himself like milligram at a time, and eventually he got to the point where it was just like, okay, this is too much. I don't know what's going on. I know for a fact that this is a chemical reaction happening because of this. However, I don't know how this is going to end. I could die today. Like that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where he was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Let's start taking other people. Let's start taking other people and asking them questions. Let's give them this shit. I'm done doing it. That's basically how LSD happened. As far as the MK Ultra project is concerned, they figured out that LSD was a mind-altering substance, and then they wanted to try to figure out how to use it to benefit them, how to control other countries and stuff. And it was an impossible kind of.
Oh no, man! It's
like,
not impossible. The formula is easy.
No.
You just have to, when you start dosing people, you have to do it at a certain age
No, but see,
and
the
constantly
thing is,
do
man,
it and then
no,
control
man,
what they watch.
biochemistry. Not
about
everybody is built the same way. That's the thing.
But you can make them that way.
Everybody reacts to within some sort of window, but
Now with Xenobots.
oh yeah, I know, dude. I'm sorry. We're just all over the fucking
No, we already
place.
talked about it, but I'm telling you, like everything, this whole MK Ultra thing, literally can revolve around the Xenobots because the Xenobots can do everything they want LSD to do. So LSD is essentially the Stone Age for these Xenobots, and then with their research technology that they developed over the years and what they can do with their science is create LSD in a micro technological artificial intelligent booger that will mind alter what they want people to do. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah,
It's come not full circle, but it's come a full evolution to where like the movie Evolution, you start with a worm, which is the little LSD, and you've gone to the point where it's the Xenobot that's the flying around alien bugs that can pick people up and rip them in half and shit. It sounds fucking crazy or
Space age.
stupid to say the way I use that analogy, but
just wait.
it really, yeah, you can say just wait, but that's what I look at it as. From what you just read to me, that's what I take out of it, is that,
you know what's crazy is that shit happened in the 60s. It is now 2020.
yeah,
And that's the crazy part. That's the
and
one,
we're just now talking about it.
that's the one
60 years
that's
later.
the one big thing is everybody thinks that after the whole Olsen suicide conspiracy shit, they thought that they'd shut down MK Ultra, but they had reinvented it into MK Prestige or something of the sort.
Yeah, leveled up.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away.
No, and of course not. And it's just like I said last week too, with technology. What we have right now is what we have because we're civilians. But what the government actually has and these other agencies, like, they have stuff that's the space age tech shit, man. Like I can, no matter what we talk about, man, I can really go into like some conspiracy theory that I have and shit, but what it really comes down to is that it was fucked up for them to do that to begin with because of the ethical reasons and just catching people off guard. Because
that's the
when-
most fucked up part.
I
Doing
mean,
it
there's
without
two ways to
knowledge.
take it. You can be like, yeah, I understand, because you have to try it as from the scientific part where you're like, all right, we're going to try to poison Garrett tonight and get him to say this stuff about our country, make this agreement verbally televised. And I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, it's going to work. And then it does. And then you do it. And then what? You die a few days later, and then it's just like, what happened? Just technology, bro. I got sidetracked for a moment. I know that didn't lead up to where I wanted it to lead up to, but
Oh man.
that's okay, though. Not everyone's going to be a home run, you know?
They can't all be gold. They can't all be gold, people. So yeah, MK Ultra, it was a really weird, really fucking weird way of America trying to control the minds of potential enemies. That's how fucking crazy. That's how crazy people thought. You know, back in the 60s and 70s, coming out of the Cold War, in the heat of the Cold War, they couldn't. You can't trust anybody. You can't trust anybody. So we're going to try to do whatever we can to make sure we're ahead of the other guy. We got to make sure the stick is bigger than the other guys.
Dick's always bigger than the other guys.
Exactly. It's a very big priority.
That's why you should come to Alfonso's, the original. And you get those fucking giant mod sticks. I guarantee you, we have mod sticks bigger than anybody else.
The lightning rods, right?
Check that out, dude. I'm trying to start a category, chicks with sticks. So if anyone's interested.
Big as a fucking baby's arm.
Yeah.
All right. Time to wrap it up.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Dipping Milk and Cookies at gmail.com. Marcus, thank you for your email. Joe, we appreciate the feedback. Guys, send us all of your content, your comments, your rude remarks, whatever it may be.
We did get another one today, though.
Did we?
Yeah, on Podbean. It says,
Cruz.
Figure out how to talk into the mic, you fucking scrubs. From my friend Cruz. Yeah. And I just want to say thank you.
Is better?
I just want to say thank you, Cruz. You were the first comment on Podbean, and I know you listen. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Kill you,
even though you're trying to be a jerk, I still love you. You're still a really great guy.
Damn, man.
Appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow at work.
Right, yeah. No. It's really funny. I've met Cruz. I met him once, and it was just like I was walking in as he was walking out. I was just like, oh, hey. but it wasn't. It was like, I'm Garrett, and you're Cruz. Yeah. But Cruz, I know you're a good dude. I know you're a good guy. If Mike trusts you, I trust you. Either way,
good shit.
Dipping Milk and Cookies at gmail.com. Make sure you go send all the content, comments, concerns to the email address. Facebook.com/Mike, help me out.
Dipping Milk and Cookies.
Exactly. Go like and share, rate, review. Guys, big time, please share the page, man.
Help me help you.
Yeah, exactly. A cord goes a long way. Help us spread the fucking milk, man. Help us spill the milk. We're right at like 300 likes right now on Facebook, which honestly I know Facebook is a dying format, but either way around it, all the shares, they definitely do help the cause. So it literally takes you all of 30 seconds to like and share a page or a meme or a GIF or somebody else's fucking post, man. Just share the podcast for us. We'd greatly appreciate it. For sure.
Yeah.
Mike, you were saying something.
I think this is something I should tell you off the mic. Some ideas that we can do throughout the week. Got a little something brewing.
Okay.
Save it for later.
Okay. We'll save it for the smoke we're about to have.
Yeah.
Because we're going to wrap up.
A BZ.
Guys,
I'm just kidding. We're just finishing up.
Yeah, we apologize. I apologize. I haven't drank in a month.
Apologize for what?
Because
this is us.
I'm slightly inebriated on the podcast. I'll talk about being drunk on the podcast, but not being
next podcast when I'm drunk again. Oh, okay.
On the podcast. So, for everybody who's trudged all the way through to this point, we commend your spirit. You are a fucking soldier.
For those about the podcast, we salute you.
You are my hero.
I can be your hero, baby.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We were talking about that before.
I can kiss away the
Shut
pain.
up, Mike. Stop it. I gotta drive. Stop
I can be your hero, baby.
I promise you, the next episode, we will get into how Mike tried to serenade me on my own fucking scooter. It was pretty close. But yeah, we gotta end this.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you for listening. We will see you guys next week. Thank you, milkers. Love you, buddy.
I love you too, Garrett. Man.
Freak bitches.
Whoop whoop.